For all your t-shirt needs, check out TeePublic's Killer Selection. Follow the link in the description. Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and this is a video for all of you guys out there who have embraced digital copies when it comes to ownership, and I'm using air quotes here. I know you can't see that, but I'm using air quotes here. When it comes to owning new movie releases or any movie release nowadays, because just about every new Blu-ray release for new movies, older movies, what have you, they all come with digital codes, UV codes, what have you, that you can download and add on to your favorite media player or your favorite media storage cloud, whatever. I've not embraced digital copies yet, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think I ever will. I am a firm believer in physical media. I love physical media. I collect physical media. I will always be a collector of physical media. And the article that I want to share with you guys today and talk to you guys about is exactly why I never want to give up my physical media. Because as one movie fan in Canada discovered recently, when they opened up their iTunes account, they discovered that 3 of the movies in their library were no longer there. They had disappeared. So, of course, this user contacted Apple, and basically Apple said, yep, they're gone because they're gone. The studio that released them pulled them, and they're gone. Sorry about that. I'll put a link to the article in the description from High Def Digest. I'll read some of it here, as a matter of fact. And shout out to my friends at Severin Films. I love Severin Films. They release a lot of really great Blu-ray releases. Physical media, supporters of physical media. So I absolutely support them. They shared this article, so shout out to them. But the article basically says that this gentleman from Canada named Anders G. De Silva recently loaded up his iTunes library only to notice that 3 of his purchased titles were now missing. After contacting customer support, De Silva was told that the content provider had removed those titles from the Canadian iTunes store. And while that's bad enough, the only compensation Apple offered in response was 2 free rentals. Not a refund. Not a refund for the 3 titles that he had purchased that are no longer in his iTunes library. They want to give him 2 free rentals as compensation. Well, Mr. De Silva was understandably not too pleased with this response, and iTunes basically said, hey, look, we are the storefront. We're the storefront for the content providers to sell their titles, and we're totally hands off. That's it. They pulled the titles. You bought them fair and square. They pulled them. They're gone. And then when Mr. De Silva pressed the issue, they said, okay, we understand. We'll give you 4 free rentals. Yes. I would be livid. I would be absolutely livid. So I totally feel for this guy. The article goes on to say, though not terribly surprising, situations like this only serve to further illuminate the difference between physical media and digital media, quote-unquote, ownership. If a content provider no longer wants to offer a physical disc online or in an actual brick-and-mortar store, or perhaps is no longer able to due to a rights issue, they, of course, have the option to pull the remaining copies from retail locations and the ability to stop sending any new stock. But that doesn't mean that they also have the right to sneak into the home of a customer who already bought the movie and take the disc back. And that's essentially what this iTunes policy is allowing the digital realm. And now that's pretty scary. That is pretty scary to think that I can go on iTunes right now and purchase Hereditary. Hereditary's just been released on Blu-ray and DVD and 4K. I can spend my money on that title, and then in 2 weeks, if the distributor of that title goes, wait a minute, we're going to pull it. I don't care if that person, I don't care how many people have bought that title up to this point, we're going to pull it. There's no ownership of this title. Apple is basically just saying, okay, you can do whatever you want. That's fine. We're not offering any kind of protection here for the consumer who bought the title through our storefront. They bought it from us. They have no ownership over it. And if the studio wants to take it back, the distributor wants to take it back, whoever owns the rights to the title want to take it back, they have every right to do so, and the consumer is screwed over. In return, Apple will offer you 2 free rentals, and if you really press the issue, they may up it to 4 rentals. That is scary. That is theft. That is theft. And the article does a good job of making the analogy of it's kind of like the distributor literally walked into your home and took the movie off your shelf and said, this is ours now. That's theft. There's no other word for it. That is theft. And this is another reason why I firmly believe that physical media will not die. And for all of you guys out there, and I know a lot of you guys have embraced, the UV codes and digital downloads and digital codes and all that jazz for various reasons, because you just don't have the space to house a bunch of Blu-rays, or it's just easier to, you can have them all categorized. It's easier to, a few clicks of your remote control. It's easier to access your library of movies than to get up and have to go and dig through, your stacks of movies to pull out whichever one you want. But keep in mind the idea of ownership of that title in the digital realm is a dubious relationship, it seems. So guys, be warned. Just because you purchase a title on the iTunes store, fair and square, it's in your library, you paid good money for it, it could disappear. And you may have absolutely no recourse to get that title back or to be refunded for it. And that is pretty scary. And that is, I call that theft. But I don't know. I just can't imagine of all the Blu-rays in my collection, or all of the DVDs in my collection, I should say, that are out of print, or, are held up in some sort of rights issue. It's literally like the distributor of that film showing up at your door, knocking on your door and saying, yes, I'm going to have to take that DVD from you because, you don't own it anymore, even though you've paid for it and you've owned it, quote unquote, for all these years. Well, not anymore. Oh man, that just blows my mind. That just blows my mind. And how apathetic Apple is about the whole thing. We're just a storefront. Oh, I know you're upset, but hey, here's a couple of free rentals. Really? Good God, Apple. Yeah, the whole thing just absolutely, I don't know, man. A lot of different emotions when thinking about this whole thing, but definitely go check out the article. I'll put a link to it in the description, and please let me know your thoughts on the issue down in the comment section below. How many titles do you own in the cloud? That super safe cloud where, you know, celebrities put very personal pictures of themselves and nobody can ever access that cloud and gain access to all of those things and steal them and share them. It's perfectly safe in this impenetrable Fort Knox-ish cloud. But let me know if you guys have embraced, you know, owning movies digitally or owning any kind of content digitally. And how would you feel if you discovered that some of that media one day is gone? It's just disappeared, and the distributor or the creator of that media has decided to pull it, even though you paid for it, and the storefront, quote unquote, where you bought it basically is just saying, oh well, too bad. Let me know how you'd feel about that down in the comments section below. I'm expecting some pretty entertaining comments. So yeah, please feel free to share this video. Let all of your friends know who are thinking of going completely digital or have already gone completely digital that they may want to check and double check their library of media to make sure that it is all there from time to time. So yeah, if you guys like this video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Join the $1 a month club and help support my channel on Patreon. Thank you to my current patrons: Kevin Smythe, Orc145626, B Movie Mike, Robert Sobel, Turi Delamore, Stephen Flanagan, Lori Holt, Mitch Odell, Farron Sutton, Craig Farrand, Jeremiah Lambert, Grindhouse Grotto, Joseph Charlesworth, PB Sam 6, Derek Janna, Demon Waffles, Tim Williams, Stone Gassman, Zachary Barton, Mr. Bibby 86, James Welch, Eli Geisler, Jeff Overing, Cliff Hostetter, Kyle McGuire, Jay the Stingray, and Lorne Dixon. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.